one that murdered that one, talking all that bullshit. I'ma put it to you like this, yo.
This is for the nerds, this is for the brainiacs, this what we deserve. Go ahead and play it back, you ain't gonna touch me, you not gonna do nothing, you are not above me. I bet you wish you was me, I know it, I know.
What is poppin', everybody? And welcome back to a very special episode. Wait, another... Fuck, what the fuck?
Very special episode.
And another very special episode
It's almost like if you were prepping before the show.
of the Only Friends podcast.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know, it's me and my only friends, which includes, but is not limited to, Pipolinski Berkshire.
Woo, Pip.
Look at that good girl.
She looks very small.
In that position,
She's
yes.
in a ball. That's a good girl.
Right. She stretches out, so take over that
Where'd
whole
she
blank-
sleep
or that
last
whole-
night?
I don't want to talk about it.
What?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, no. We have an upset father over here. Did your baby not sleep with you last
A
night?
lot of late nights, I expect her to be, wagging her tail, ready to see me when I come home, buried 50K, and instead she's just in a dog pile with the other two.
Yeah.
Very, very frustrating.
I'm sure it was very warm and comfortable. What
I'm
am I
sure it
gonna do?
was. I am sure it was. I say, hey, I'm home. Come running. You know?
Not yet. Not last night. Unfortunately, she wasn't in my bed. She was with Corey.
Yeah.
All
It
right.
must be like, I feel like he just exudes heat or something.
No, he just gives them treats.
Yeah.
That's the secret.
Just has like fucking.
Do you realize Corey orders French fries for every meal he eats for Scout?
It's
Scott's
literally just
like
bribery.
Scott's just living off French fries at this point.
It makes a lot of sense. She doesn't eat her food.
No.
She's
So-
saving up for French fries.
Right. Oh, I gotta leave a little room. We got the long, salty things. They're very good. Man, what's new in the crypto streets? You ready to jump ship and?
Oh, no,
Some
no,
shit
saw-
happened
definitely.
yesterday.
I saw Caitlyn Jenner was rugging everybody.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody, but basically there was this guy named Sahil, and he had some sort of contact to, like, you know, D-list celebrities and stuff, and Caitlyn Jenner bit.
Whoa, are we calling Caitlyn Jenner D-list?
Yeah.
Okay.
What has Caitlyn Jenner
What
done
would you
lately?
call her?
I mean, as long as we're calling her
C-list?
I'm just shoot your shot.
And
I'm just saying.
And then I guess this guy was, like, you know, making coins and then just, like, dumping on everybody.
Right.
And then Caitlyn Jenner tweeted, like, Sahil is a scammer. Like, I
Wait, but
got
didn't her
scammed.
assistant first tweet a video, or was that AI?
No, that was real. It was all real. Really, Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, okay.
Just Caitlyn Jenner got scammed by, like, this crypto guy. And this guy,
Oh.
like, has...
She was pumping it, thinking it was legit.
Yes. And
I
it was
see.
his... like, he made it and was going to give her a cut.
Oh,
But
yeah.
he,
of
like...
course.
He has this long history of scamming.
Right, he offered her 110% rake back.
Yeah, he said you'll make millions.
Of course.
And, yeah.
Well, Caitlyn Jenner must be a
And
little
then he
hard
tried
up,
with Iggy Azalea, and then she was like, someone was like, "Are you in contact with this guy?" And she was like, "I was in contact enough to smell he a bitch."
Yeah. Yeah. Iggy's real.
Yeah,
I
Iggy
saw-
knows
She's a
what's up.
baddie.
I
She
saw
ain't
s-
fucking around with
I
that.
saw a screenshot, and so I don't know if it's real or not, but it was like someone was like, "Why is she shilling, like, you know, all these shit coins? Isn't she rich?" And then someone responded and said, "No, all the kids, all like Caitlyn or
Chris took all
Chris and all the kids have all the money."
And Caitlyn-
then Caitlyn responded, "Exactly."
Yeah, Caitlyn was getting messy in the streets.
Oh, man. Love the bull runs in these crypto
Yeah.
streets.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Did you see that Mount Gox news?
no.
So
How is Mount Gox still a thing?
Well, it's kind of not a thing, but for anyone that doesn't know, Mt. Gox was like the first crypto exchange back in like 2014.
Yeah,
And
blew
that's
up.
where everyone did all their trading of buying and selling their Bitcoin, and it got hacked. And the hacker was like siphoning like Bitcoin out of the wallet.
Yeah.
And then I guess eventually, it ended up getting shut down. Everybody lost all their money, but they were able to recover like the Bitcoin. So it was like 140,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's like
that's
a
just been
stupid
sitting.
amount of
Yeah,
money.
right. And then they had to go
That
through.
used to be worth, like,
It
you
used
know,
to,
way
yeah,
less,
at the
but-
time it was worth like I think now it's like 14,000%.
But I think they're
more.
gonna just OTC it. I think it's not. They're not gonna just like dump it on the open market.
Well, I hope not. But what happened last night is the money that they had in the wallet, they just started moving it. So they moved $9 billion worth of Bitcoin last night to another wallet. So they're thinking like, oh, wait, are they just going to dump it all?
By they, you mean the Mt. Gox
Mt.
owners.
Gox, right, yeah.
But is it physically their, not physically, but is it technically their coins?
It's theirs, but they're going to distribute it back to the
rightful
creditors.
owners.
Damn,
Right, the creditors that lost all the money.
So I'm reading something right now, and in February, it looks like it was worth $45 billion, the amount that was stolen for Mt. Gox.
And now it's worth 90.
That's insane.
Well, at the time, it was when it was stolen, it was worth way less.
Yeah,
it was maybe
like two. I think Bitcoin
that was 2014.
Bitcoin was like $200 then.
Yeah,
That's
right.
so sick.
Right, exactly. I think they said it's, and people are going to get their money back, I think, in kind. So, like, you're getting the Bitcoin that you had.
Yeah.
Then.
So
now.
they took 647,100,000 Bitcoins. That's how much they stole. apparently.
647.
Okay, and they were able to recover, I think, 140,000 of them.
That's sick.
Yeah.
How? That's actually interesting, because given how much it's matured since then, they could just actually make everybody whole. I guess it doesn't matter,
And still
right?
be
If you-
rich.
For sure. Yeah.
like.
One Bitcoin is one Bitcoin.
No, I know. That wasn't what I meant.
That's what I said, but I think they're getting it back in kind.
Yeah.
So if you had 3 Bitcoin in there, you get 3 Bitcoin.
Well, no,
that's
no,
sick.
but that can't be true.
Oh, okay. So
Because they only
they'll
seized
get-
a
they'll get
certain
the
amount.
percentage
Yes,
of what
they'll
they
get,
got. Right.
if it's like a third of
But
the recovery or
who
whatever.
cares, right.
But yeah, it'll still be worth more over the
of course,
big
it
picture.
appreciated by 14,000% since then.
That's honestly incredible. I mean,
Yeah.
you hear these things about these guys who like lose their key.
Well, that's where the whole "not your keys, not your
Right.
crypto" came from.
Right. Yeah.
Because before that, people didn't realize.
There's
that
like
could
another
happen.
famous story I think of somebody who had everything stored on a hard drive or something like that and accidentally got thrown away. I mean,
yeah.
you never
Me.
know. You never
That
know
was
how.
me.
Well, I know.
Really? Did that happen to you?
Yeah, but she
Yeah,
had
I
like
had-
one coin or something.
I had like one. Yeah, it was like
That's a fucking
when it was
$70,000.
$30.
I heard that story.
I get that, but
I
like
heard-
the last bull run, there was a story, and I don't know how true it is. Obviously, everything gets passed second and third handed,
Right.
but somebody had, this was like way back in the early 2010s. Somebody had all of their coins stored on a hard drive of some sort, and somehow it gets thrown away. For what it's worth, like it's hard for me to comprehend how hard drives get thrown away. Like I think I still have my laptop from college, just in case. Like
It's so
you know?
easy for me to comprehend.
I've thrown a lot of laptops away.
I throw everything.
Just like
away.
it just dies.
Or I
It's
just
dead.
don't
I'm just
throw
like
anything
more
away.
so thinking I don't want, I don't want to. It's low probability, but I don't want somebody else to get a hold of it. I don't know what's on there.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. Anyway, the point
Check
is,
his hard drive.
point is, I guess it like accidentally got thrown away or whatever, and he went dumpster diving for like weeks,
Yeah, of course.
looking
yeah,
for
of
it,
course.
and to no avail.
So like that's what like another thing about like Bitcoin. Everyone knows that like there's only 21 million, right? That will
Yeah.
ever be created, and they're like right now there's I don't know like 19 million and some, but like the actual number of Bitcoin that's actually out
it's a
there
fraction of
is
that.
way less. It might be
Yeah.
like it might be 5 or 6 million less because people lose it there. Like examples like that,
Right.
sending your crypto to the wrong address that's just a dead address and you
Especially
just
like
can never
way
recover
back,
it.
like people,
Yeah.
it wasn't a,
And it's
going
going to continue to happen. People are going to continue to make this
significantly
mistake.
less.
Now, but it's still going to happen.
Yeah, but the error rate might have been like 1% year one of Bitcoin. It might be like 0.01%
right,
now.
yeah.
I honestly, that still worries me. Like, I do all the things. I double and triple check. I have, all of the safety guards up and everything else, but it's just like, there's still something that makes me very uncomfortable, even just like using a Trezor.
Well, if you look, you can look at the long-term holders of Bitcoin. So you can look at these addresses where you see Bitcoin hasn't moved in years or whatever. And then there's some big holders who now all of a sudden hadn't moved it forever and now are moving it. And they're thinking it's getting sold. And why are they selling now? They didn't sell for however long. And they think what's happening is they're transferring from their cold wallets to the ETF because they don't trust themselves anymore. It's it's an ETF. I very much trust that. So walk
Walk us through that a little bit, because I I loosely understand, but if I only loosely understand, I'm sure there are audience members that don't fully understand. How would the ETF be more secure? Because my understanding is that it's basically just like backed Bitcoin.
Well, they
right?
like buy and sell it.
Right, because
Right.
it's backed essentially by the SEC and the like the government itself in a way. So it's like
It's regulated.
right.
like a
It's not
stock.
going to get rugged. It's
Right. So that's the important thing,
Yeah.
right? Is that they never run into liquidity issues.
Right.
Because obviously, like, there are a million ways prior to the ETF where you could just figuratively hold Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
And all you're really doing is putting a bet for or against Bitcoin based off of your clientele. And you could easily run a neutral site where you're just taking VIG on that. But you're not backed by anything, right? There's like effectively, quote unquote, no gold standard. In this instance, with the government being the backer,
Well, it's not the government. It's the institutions like BlackRock and Grayscale, right? 21 Cap or
Okay.
not 21 Capital, but
so things bigger than the government.
Yes.
yeah, exactly. So BlackRock, right? Fidelity,
Right,
these huge-
of course, a part of the Illuminati.
right,
Right, a cornerstone of the Illuminati. Let's get Nikki on here.
A part of the rules is they have to have the actual Bitcoin to back the how many people. So when someone buys, the ETF, whatever, they have to buy the Bitcoin to
match it, right.
to match it to
Well,
be
you'll
one
see
to
like
one.
the
Right.
inflows and outflows every
Okay, yeah, and obviously that's easily trackable with
Right,
the ledger
exactly,
and everything else.
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
So I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's not your keys, not your coin. So it's like it's still not. You don't physically own the Bitcoin. You just own a share of the
right,
the fund.
but that
So
seems quite secure.
I believe it's secure.
But it also seems
and
like
it's you don't have to worry about like, oh, do I have to? Are my keys
Just a
secure?
way to not
or
self-custody.
yeah, am I going to lose this? Am I going to send it to the wrong address? And
No,
then
but
it's gone?
it does seem like it's ripe for a high fee for solvency.
Yeah, they have fees.
Yeah, they do. They
Like
do
if
have
you want to
fees.
liquidate, I would assume there's a relatively high fee.
It's I think like I mean it's competitive obviously like because there's multiple of them, but I think it's like 0.2%.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
something,
it?
something like that. But I mean, you got to understand how many transactions are going through. They're
Yeah,
just
but
like-
the
Yeah.
black market fee is like 1 to 3%.
No, it's less.
It's crazy. How?
The thing is, so like Grayscale, they decided to just have it at 1.5%, and like when people had all their shares of Grayscale that got converted to an ETF, what happened was just dumped because people were just like didn't want to
Just
have to pay that
dumping, like,
fee.
Of course,
nonstop.
yeah.
Right. So like that's why like they were dumping and they were moving it from Grayscale to like BlackRock or Fidelity.
I wonder if, and obviously there's a very clear answer to this that my wonderings could be answered by a Google search, but I wonder if they immediately like handle the capital gains tax like with the transactions. You know what I mean?
Are you saying?
So for me now, my accountant has to do everything by hand, basically, and there are there are programs like
No,
we
if you-
use programs
Well, it's
for
the
it.
same
Like if you
as
went on
stocks. It's the same-
Robinhood
yeah.
and you bought the ETF and then you sold it, 6 months later, it would tell you what your
Yeah, it's the
yeah,
same
yeah.
as stocks.
yeah,
Like,
what
it
That's
would
what
just be in your
yeah,
stock
that's what I'm
list.
getting at. It's like I wonder if they just automate that whole process so that because like right now it's really
Coinbase also does that.
I understand, but like whenever you're just holding on cold storage and you're buying and selling loosely because you want liquidity or whatever,
right.
It's very frustrating because there isn't clear law, or at least there wasn't as of a year or two ago, as far as like if you should utilize a first in first out method, last in last out method.
I actually was. It's funny because I was literally thinking that I'm like, well, how does that work? Is it first in first out, or is it?
As far as I
should
understand
be.
it,
Can you guys explain to me first in, first out?
so go ahead.
All right, so say
You're very passionate. Go ahead.
Just say you're like DCAing into like Bitcoin, so you're just buying
Dollar cost averaging.
dollar cost
I know
averaging
that,
into
asshole.
Bitcoin, right? So you're just buying like $10 every day. Well, if you sell like a year and a half later, right? Are you selling the Bitcoin that you just bought?
That day.
Yesterday,
Oh, okay,
or are you
okay,
buying
okay.
the one you bought a year and a half ago? Because the
And it matters for tax-
short-term
it matters for
capital
tax
gains
implications
versus long-term
because-
capital gains. Is, right.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
Understand.
Is it a year or a year and a half?
It's a year.
Okay,
I just
yeah.
use a year and a half as an example.
No, I
It's a
know,
year.
but I truly wasn't sure.
Yeah.
But
Short term is
it-
1 year. Long term is anything
right. So
after
it's
a year.
a difference between I think 25 and 40% tax bracket, which is obviously significant.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as I understood, the last time that I had a actual sit down with my accountant was 2 years ago, and they hadn't made it clear. So like you just got to pick your option, and once you picked it, like you were locked into that option moving forward. That's
So it depends if you're up or down.
right. Like it seems as though there's a lot of ways to game the system. I know Bart Hansen talks about this a lot. He's like pretty high into finance. He would always talk about like if you're, I assume it would be if you're doing last in, last out. He would always talk about like when there's a dip, selling everything for a loss at the end of the year and then instantly buying it back.
Right.
So that you can like, you know, fade those capital gains tax longer. But yeah, I don't know enough about it. This is what I pay people for. And I think it's really important.
And I think there's actually
very important to pay people who know what they're doing.
Some sort of rules against that. Now I don't know if it's for crypto or for stocks.
There's always I'm loosely sure that there's always been rules in place for that for stock, and there's probably rules in place for that for the ETF. I don't think that they've regulated. I mean, I know they haven't regulated the whole crypto market yet.
Right.
So I don't know how they're overseeing that stuff when it comes to.
Jenner out here.
Right.
Yeah, let's go. Let's ask her. Let's just see what she says.
What a fucking joke, man!
It's so funny.
And the thing
She's getting
is like
so messy.
the thing that's the end all be all, right? Is like that people lost hundreds of thousands or individually they probably just lost hundreds or thousands of dollars, but like a bunch of people lost a ton of money, right?
No, people made so much money because it literally
but
like
somebody lost.
I sent it to of course someone always loses PvP,
Right.
Zero
but like
sum.
someone I sent it to our chat at 500K, it went to 30 million.
30 million?
Yeah.
How do you get liquid?
What do you mean? You just sell it?
But somebody has to be holding the bag.
Yeah.
If you sell it, somebody has to buy it,
What do you
right?
mean?
Right, like
What-
who's buying on
This
the way
isn't a
down?
utopia.
Well, who's buying on the way down?
Retards. I mean,
Oh no!
I mean,
We're so
God, we're
bad.
so bad.
we're so bad.
God damn it.
People who are like, oh, I'm buying the
People
dip.
that are not quite intelligent in the market,
I understand.
they buy the
But there's
top.
like children trading these coins. Like
Right,
it's like
right.
you know,
Uneducated
if
on what the
you
market
think
is.
everybody is just like sharp enough to
of
sell
course,
at the top,
Of
like
course not. What I'm getting at isn't usually, especially with these short-term rugs, isn't usually like a
it
big
wasn't a
part.
rug, by the way. It wasn't like a hard rug. Like it just
Okay.
got dumped. Like
Okay,
it was
so
basically
like
a pump and dump.
because like the way I understand rugs is usually like the developer will run off with the liquidity,
Yeah, they
and then
pull
there
the liquidity.
is
This is different.
yeah,
it
there
was
is no
locked.
way to sell like
that's not-
Mastercard, Visa,
That's,
fucking
yeah,
universe.
that was a honeypot. This is different. That's
Okay,
it was
okay,
not
okay.
a rug. It was just a pump and dump.
Just have to just pour the salt on my wound, huh?
I mean, it was the last of your fucking riches. We
Visa
might as well.
Metaverse.
God. Visa
The
Metaverse.
Visa Mastercard universe. I mean, the Visa Master of the universe.
Oh man, that's pain.
He should have. God, he was so fucking happy, and then he just locked into the. He's locked into the dealer box, watching his phone. Just
He's like, why does it only go?
He's like, I did know.
I'm rich.
I did
Oh,
know
fuck, I
something
can't
was
sell
wrong.
it.
Yeah, well, I knew something was wrong.
it's just
Like
so good.
I was like, this doesn't look good.
It's so good,
I'm
man.
too rich. There's
I
a
guarantee
problem.
away a coin will just always go up as if you can't sell it.
I guess like what I was gonna finish this off with is that you know we're seeing like these major celebrities out in the open on social platforms, like tens of millions of followers, and they're a part of these seedy pump and dumps or rugs or whatever.
They just get like scammed.
No, I know, but they also do a lot of scamming in some regard.
Yeah.
Or they have the availability to.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then we look at our little community and like we're just fucking carrying the torch for, I swear to Christ, if you run a shady app game
I know.
and you take too much fucking rake,
I know.
I will burn
It
you at the
is. It's
stake.
very well. It's smaller community.
Yeah, and it's way more
Everybody's
insidious.
face.
Yeah, and everyone's
Everybody has
anonymous
faces
in
here.
crypto too. Like
Yeah.
besides the celebrities, but no one cares.
I just think it's like so much more insidious here because there's only so much liquidity in a community this small.
yeah.
And if you're just like, if you're raking as much as a small regulated site over the course of a month or two, it's like that's a lot of fucking money to just take
Psych
hand
it
over
out,
fist.
yeah.
Yeah.
siphon it out, never have a shot to get
Unless
it
it
back.
gets recycled back into the economy.
Well, you know, it's easy.
Into the
You
high
just-
roller economy.
You just slide into old Burke's DMs and say 125% rake back in my sick app game. And I'm like,
And then
where?
you're like, I'm in. And then the whole time, I think I'm being cheated.
As he's getting like a fucking 5K check every week. It's like, hey, here's your rake bag, buddy.
Like, I think I'm being cheated, but I broke even in rake.
I did break even in a lot of spots where I think I was cheated.
That's good.
Yeah, that is kind of nice. All right, let's get to the shits. We got a lot to talk about today, poker related. Yesterday was the 25K fantasy draft, always a marquee day for the start of the summer. Today's obviously the first WSOP event, the casino event, or the employees event.
And the 5K.
And the 5K. With the employees event, Brock Lesnar said he qualifies due to the Poker News podcast. Is he a complete scumbag for playing?
No.
Wait, hold on. So,
Would you qualify?
so for the OnlyFriends podcast, I qualify.
I don't think we work with casinos, buddy.
We're not.
All right,
hired
fine. I
by
work with
WSOP.
Poker Org.
You do
Okay,
work with
then-
I'll see y'all later.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck. This was a random asset. Rob, are you listening?
Yes.
He's like, yeah, I'm just reminding you.
Do I think he's a scumbag for playing?
He posed the question, not me.
Yeah.
I obviously don't think he's a scumbag.
I don't think so.
I think it's reasonable. I think he's wasting his time. There's a good fucking 5K to go play.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
I don't actually think he's even playing. He just put a poll up.
it's a good field. Like, why not play it?
Well,
There's
it's-
a lot of money
Yeah,
up
but
top.
it's just very small. No, it's like 50K up top.
I thought it gets a little bit more than
50,
that.
70
But
maybe, yeah.
I think it was like
Yeah.
75, 80.
I want to say last year was like 50 or 55, but you know,
Okay.
let the dealers get their fucking.
Our good friend Joe Berg's in there.
Is he?
Yeah, he's working for Poker News this summer, so
Okay.
he's able to play. So good old Joe does some work for us for Self Hawaii, and he'll be in the mix there.
Let's go.
Yeah, he'll
What,
also be on the floor, like doing updates. So
Is he writing down hand histories? Is that his job?
I think he is. So that's great because he's played the game a lot and he understands the flow of it. So it'd be good to have out there.
What's Brock Lesnar's real name? Mike Holtz. That's
Yes.
It's Brock Lesnar. That's his real name.
right. Not anymore.
That's right. Somebody
Not anymore. They
stole
fucking
it.
Someone
they
took
took
it?
it right out from
See,
under.
Brock Lesnar won.
I got a screenshot today that said, "Are you Berkey 11?" with a screenshot, and I said no.
No.
And they said, "Are you Matt Berkey?" And I said no. Somebody beat me to the punch on all of these things.
Oh man, that's how you know you made it, Burke.
Yeah, that's how. That's definitely how. Did anybody steal any of your games or names? Names.
I haven't
changed
registered yet. So
Oh,
I-
you didn't pre-reg? Oh
No.
man, you're in for it.
Why?
I have no idea. I just assume if they ask you to pre-reg, you have to.
I
do
assume that
something.
was just to try to lock down your name. But,
I imagine it was for transferring balances.
oh,
Yeah,
mine,
I got an email
mine
that
did zero.
my
So
1 cent balance was
Right.
transferred. Let's go.
I should have.
I haven't played on there for like a
I-
couple months, so I took my money
Should have took
off.
all your points off.
I was gonna say, do you think there's any issue with transferring points?
I don't
I'm
know.
sure they will transfer.
I imagine
points.
I had redeemed mine the last time I
Have
played.
you guys played it? Is it good?
Conrad's been. He's playing right now.
playing I
don't know what you guys are
Conrad's
talking about.
100%
Show your screen.
Did Conrad get a
Show your
windfall?
screen.
Yeah, can you turn that
that's
screen
right.
around?
No, I'm playing a $10 mystery bounty.
Cocksucker. So the actual tweet was, "I'm eligible for the WSOP 500 casino employee event through Poker News. Am I a hot steaming pile of garbage if I play it?" Overwhelming answer was no.
Yeah, why
Yeah, I
not?
think
If
so. I
you
agree.
qualify, then you qualify.
Yeah, I agree.
But he should play the 5K.
Yeah.
It's way better value.
It'd be like saying like so he
Not better value,
basically
but
saying like
Better hourly.
he's obviously a pro and he is like his skill level is a lot higher than the field of the employees event. But they'd be like, oh, can Chidwick play the Colossus? Of course he can.
Yeah.
Would people think he's a scumbag if he played it? No, I don't think so.
Right.
It's a very similar situation.
No, I just
Does
think
he
he's
have
wasting
such
his
little
time.
respect for his hourly that he
Right.
would ever play
That's
it?
the real
Absolutely
thing.
not.
It's
But I
not
mean-
incentivized
right.
for him to play.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, you're too good to play this event. No, it's not a thing.
Right. Like the 25K seniors event that's never going to happen.
Oh, it's going to be 100K.
I think it will because like the poker
Thank
community
you.
is aging.
Okay,
That's what
so
I said.
this
But
is
why-
Lamanna's take
Have you noticed
yesterday.
because there isn't really a new churn coming in? Everyone's just old as fuck.
But do you think like
No,
they're
us
gonna say,
old heads just fucking know how to win, goddammit.
You think they're gonna say no young kids? They're not allowed. No, we don't want your 25K in here.
I'm just saying, like, they added a 5K So why not in 10 years would they not add a 25?
Here's what I said. Why would they run this seniors event just to shut out fucking Landon and Mike Joseph?
Why are they doing that with the 5K?
Sorry, you two can't play the seniors event.
But why are they doing that now with the 5K?
Because it's a 5K, it's a reasonable buy-in. Like it'll get, I
in
think
10 years,
Yeah.
5K will be a
all right,
reasonable
well,
buy-in.
I think the 5K is. How many did the seniors event get last year? Like 2,000? I think the 5K.
Oh, like
I think the 25K seniors would go.
Oh, for sure go. Most of the high rollers.
you're saying the
Our
1K?
seniors.
No, they're not. But they
Everyone's old.
most of the high roller Rex are seniors.
This
but
is an
most,
aging industry.
most of the high rollers within the next 10 years will be qualified to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you're just running a high roller,
Yeah.
locking out Joseph.
Yes.
Exactly.
Telling Joseph he can't play. That's
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
And
They're
like
having
maybe
their
a
own
couple
powwow.
young
They don't
men.
want- they don't
Rampage.
want the
Rampage won't be able to
youngins.
get in
Right.
there.
Yeah, you lose fucking Rampage, you lose Joseph, and you lose Polnikovs.
I think they'll let Rampage play.
No,
They have like special
there's
exception.
no letting. What are we talking
Yeah,
about?
what's this?
He can get everybody to pay 50K.
Right.
he
That's
would
what
do
they
it.
should.
Yeah, maybe
He would do it.
or it'll be 250K.
250K if
10x
you want to play the
buy-in.
seniors event
Yeah.
with Eric Seidel, Daniel Negreanu, and all the other legends. Fuck, there was one other thing I was gonna say. Oh, the 5K. I think that will do really well. I think it'll get like 200 to 500 runners.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty.
I
big.
think like the next 10 years, there's a bubble around the seniors event, right? Like it's very protected for the next 10 years. And I think like anything that they want to do buy-in wise, they're going to have a really great turnout, a really soft event. And then I think like right around 2030-ish, more like 2035-ish, you're just going to see this inflow of the online kids, the original, the OG
Well,
online
Into the
kids.
seniors community.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
when Galfon
There's
turns
no
50.
new churn. It's all fucking old. Everyone's just getting
Right.
old, and then what?
Right.
What's gonna happen?
When Galfon and Roble turn 50, the seniors event's in trouble.
how do I get a piece of High Miller? That's all I want to know. Like I need a piece
I
of
wanna-
him.
yeah, I
and,
want-
and literally every seniors event, I don't care if it's a 5K,
It's true.
1K,
Right, just
a 25K,
just
get
for
him
like
in
the
there.
next 5 years.
Yes.
Right before the
Right.
turnover happens.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
you
'cause-
gotta strike while the iron's hot.
Him
Yeah.
and oh my god, what the fuck's his name? Oh my god, I can't believe it's on the tip of my tongue.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Eric Affrat.
No, Hunt Student. Oh my god, he won it last year.
He won the seniors
I
event?
think, or he did
No, he
something.
final tabled it.
Okay.
I remember what you're talking about.
I forget his
But
name.
I do not know his name.
It's my dude.
That's Conrad's
Down-
dude. He's
down
so
bad.
close with
Yeah,
him
so
that
close he can't even remember.
he can't remember his fucking
Don't
name.
worry, in a half an hour from now, when you're making a really good point,
You know this 100% because I'm going to find the motherfucking name. Nah, I think it's David.
David sounds about right. Speaking of seniors who are out there just absolutely mashing, Miami John adds to his all-time cash list.
yes, he does.
By shipping a PLO event a little bit more than
style.
a little bit more than our friend Greg shipped it for. He chopped 3-ways for 13,000.
Wow.
Got the golden lion and the trophy. Man, it's still
Trophy's sick.
fucking.
Still out there, fucking.
He's just
Greg didn't get the. He didn't get the.
he didn't get the trophy. Oh,
No,
he
he
just
got
played
the
fucking
coin.
daily, huh?
It was a deep stack. It was a deep stack event. I maybe it was. They have like secondary ones. Maybe that's what it was because
Wow.
it was smaller. But yeah.
Oh, whoa. This was a championship
There you go.
limit 08 or better.
Okay. Well, then you should get the lion.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if we're gonna go out there and play a championship event with a 30K guarantee, you better goddamn well
Yeah, you get the lion and the lion's share of the PLO money.
That's right.
There you go.
Man, imagine calling something a championship and then putting a 30K guarantee on it. Like, what's the buy-in? $1?
Listen, man, they got to make sure they hit the marks. It's a limit.
They're being
08,
conservative. Yeah, it's
Like,
it's a
30K,
no one plays
a 30K guarantee for like.
I get it. Let's just not call it a
random-
championship event. Like, you know, who's handling this?
Limit 08 deserves championships too.
Like, it's called the champion. There's 108 event on this fucking schedule for sure, and it was this one.
It's not world championship event.
Okay, my bad.
Local
I didn't mean to,
championship.
right, the local champion, Miami John. Just,
Regional championship.
Regional.
that's what we need. We need more regional. All right, let's get into the 25K fantasy draft because I'm worried we didn't leave enough time.
course not.
Yesterday was the draft. It was live streamed. Melissa sat through the entire painstaking
no,
process.
I sat through like the second half.
Okay.
Once Sam got drafted, you were out.
Yeah, pretty much. But he got drafted at the end.
That
so.
wasn't an ego stroke. How long was the draft? I feel like it was long.
Hours.
Yeah, I feel like this takes a long time.
I think.
Hours.
So
Felt like hours.
For anybody who's not privy to how the 25K fantasy draft works, 25K per team. I think last year they got 16 teams. Is that right?
I want to say they got more than that.
16 to 18. It's one of those two. I'm not sure what they got this year. I haven't scrolled
How
through.
much does first?
I'll tell you right now.
Good
Usually.
question. I think last year, I think they
It was,
do.
it was like 150,000 or something.
No, way more.
Way
It's
more.
25K per team.
Hmm.
I think they do.
Well, if there's only 16 teams,
There's 19 teams this year.
Wow, 19 teams. Okay,
so six or seven buy-ins for the.
yeah, maybe you're right.
First?
I would assume it's close to half for first. I
Okay.
could be wrong.
So like 200K maybe.
Yeah, I would.
250K.
I would think like 200 to 250. Yeah. So 19 teams. That's what 475K
They
in the
had
prize
20
pool.
last year.
Really?
Mhm.
Wow, that's
Okay.
crazy. Okay, so last year was 500K
500K.
prize pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine about 200 the first, something
Oh,
along
wait.
those lines. Go on.
40%.
Fake news. Oh no,
Fake
no,
news.
just kidding. I was
Fake
right.
news, real news.
I was
Okay.
right.
Either way, so it sounds like there's 19 teams this year, and they basically just do a auction style draft. So you could just nominate a player at any given time. I imagine there's some strategy to the nominations, but
Gotta be.
I think they just do like snake order. So when it's your turn within the draft, you nominate somebody, people start bidding. You don't have to take somebody you nominate. You just nominate them for $1. And to answer your question earlier, like Melissa said, why don't you just always nominate for $1? I imagine it matters both what the ceiling of what they generally go for is, and then also the likelihood that you want to draft them, right? Like you don't want to just nominate
Oh,
somebody.
if you really want someone, then you go high.
Yeah, like you said, Landon got nominated for $10.
Yeah.
And they just want it right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I mean,
No
they overshot, but we'll talk about that in a little
So
bit.
they're like landing $10 and it was crickets.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah,
Next
he-
going, why would you do that? You just
Right.
wasted $9.
like why? Right? Like I'm sure that
He
there
was
was
talking the whole time.
no, but I'm sure there was like 25 people that were overpaid for, right? Maybe 50.
Well, he was like earlier on. It was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
that's fair.
second pick on their team.
Okay, that's
So.
fair.
I'd like to get I would actually like to get Zeus's take on this because he does like these kind of drafts for
football.
for fantasy football, and
Yeah.
prides himself on being very good at it and having a strategy. And so, like, I'm sure there is some sort of strategy.
No,
where,
there's definitely strategies. I'm not sharp enough at fantasy. It's been a long time since I fucked around with this kind of
Run
stuff. but-
models.
Yeah, and I imagine a lot of the models, at least when I was studying it for DFS, a lot of the models are fixated around point per dollar.
right.
So like you figure out like some level of expectation, and you just, ultimately you want to be able to
Yeah.
project who's going to have the highest points per dollar, and then draft a team full of those.
Yeah.
But in a more general sense, like when you zoom out and see like how the teams break down, it seems as though there are like two very specific strategies you can employ. You can either go big with like one or two guys that are going to take up like 80% of your budget, or you can just go like average the whole way across.
Yeah.
And I guess there's like a hedge where you just take one big guy and then like pretty
I think
average across.
So
the
like
board.
I don't don't quote me, but I think like his strategy or what he said, like the mistakes people would make the most was they way overpay for the top tier people, right?
Yeah.
And so like he would wait and let them just overpay, and then he would just load up his lineup with like this next tier down, but he would get them at a significant discount because everybody overpaid so much for the absolute top guys.
Yeah, I imagine that probably happens often, especially the less sharp a pool of drafting people are. I imagine it might happen less here, but I mean, we can kind of comb through. So to give everybody kind of a breakdown of how this moves forward once you start to draft, you get a $200 budget. And, as we said, you have to fill your team with that $200. I think it's 8 slots. At least that's what the ODB one is. So I assume that just mimics the regular draft. So basically, you have 8 positions for $200. You're looking at, math, $25 per so on average, $25 per
I'd
person.
say that was easy.
And the way that the scoring rules break down is that this is actually kind of complicated. So The scoring rules are a top 9 finish in any event will yield you 10 to 50 points. So 50 up top, 10 for ninth place. Top 18 gets you 5 points, and then just cashing gets 1. But there are a ton of multipliers. So basically, for every additional 100 players in an event, there's a 1 point bonus. So 101 people in an event gets an additional point for cashing. So now it's 2 points for cashing instead of 1. 250 people in an event get you an additional 2 points. So now it's 3 points for cashing instead of 2. And this goes on and on and on. The small buy-in stuff with very large fields is capped. The maximum that could be added is 100 bonus points for cashing. And for every 1,000 players in the event, they pay out an additional they give an additional 9 places for the scoring. So it's top 18 for all fields under 1,000, and then it starts to grow the larger the field is, right? So like if it's a 10,000 person event, I think that they add it's actually written here. I think they add 9 tables, so that it's 81 players that get points.
Yeah, it's interesting that you get more points for cashing in a larger event, a larger field size event, because it's
Cashing is
it's 15% no matter what, right? So it's just like it's arguably probably
but it's
easier to cash in the larger field events,
right? But not by multiple. It's not, and honestly, you could make the counter argument that it's actually easier to cash in a larger event.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, sorry. I was already thinking that it's harder to cash in a large event in my mind.
Oh no, I was saying it's probably easier just based on the softness of the field. The bigger the field size.
If nothing else, just the bubble.
And the bubble.
The bubble of a large event will be softer than the bubble of a small event.
Right.
Yeah, that actually is a very valid point. But I imagine it's to kind of level the playing field for
like the
for people
games and these smaller events.
So you don't want to you don't want to overvalue cashing an 81 person field.
And so like if you're like almost like strictly a no limit hold'em player who's going to be playing these massive fields, but you're not going to be playing the mixed games, you still have a chance to accumulate points.
Correct. And also you have to remember that like if you cash an 81 person field, you're already getting a final table bonus too.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like if you or you're close to it, you're still getting paid out in that top 18. Right. So you're already getting an additional 5 points for finishing in the top 18, and then whatever other ladder points for the top.
You
10.
definitely should get more points for making final tables in these large events. Of course.
Yeah. Which you
large
do.
Field events.
Honestly, like it seems like a lot of fun, and it seems like a lot of analytics that I wouldn't really want to dive into, but because of how many multipliers there are and the way the scoring system works, it's a lot of push and pull, where I would imagine the people that have like the largest edge are the people who are the most familiar with the scoring system.
If you're sharp, there's a way to gain a huge edge in this.
There should be. I mean, there's still a lot of variance. You're only talking about a summer's worth of.
There's always variance, but variance is variance, and the edge is the edge.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, but if you're a 5% favorite over somebody in a heads-up match, but you only play one hand, right? It's difficult to realize. Right, is kind of the point. Yeah. And I do think that this is a good mix of gamble and skill. I think the edges are relatively small over a single summer sample, but you might see certain teams emerge over a decade or two. Where it's just like they're consistently understanding. And I don't know who comes up with the scoring systems, but it's obviously got to be people within the pool. Right. So I feel like new owners are at a huge disadvantage because like this is a lot. Like, and if you're like, if I were to put a team together because I would want to gamble.
Exactly.
It wouldn't be because I'm spending the whole off season.
You're not just diving into the analytics of all the points.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Trying to carve out like this small
digging
edge
through. Right. Yeah. So
you're like, he's good. I'll pick him.
Yeah. So kind of interesting. So let's take a look at some of the teams. Poker.org wrote an article about who had the best and worst drafts, and kind of like a quick breakdown of what everything was. Pretty interesting. Ren Len had a team. he was quoted as saying, "I have a lot of Chinese friends." Apparently, he just drafted like pretty
His
much
friends.
all of his friends. He's Team Lady Gaga. Is that
I like it.
or is he?
Oh,
No.
No, he's not.
He's not.
He's not.
Man, how
don't
could he
think.
not be?
Right.
Wait.
Or is he?
Yes, he is.
Oh, he is.
He has
Okay.
to be,
He's
right?
definitely Team
Yeah.
Lady Gaga. You
someone
guys
else
are out of your
I
minds.
thought someone else did it.
Wait, you just said he's not. Like you echoed it.
No, I didn't.
Oh my God! Play the
Okay,
tape
you're
back.
right. You're right.
Play the fucking tape
So
back.
he did.
Jeez.
So he did Sean Deeb and then
Sean Deeb and all Chinese people.
And Yuri.
Yuri, and then everyone else is $1.
I love how both of us didn't even try to attempt to say
I'm
his
not
last
saying
name.
it.
That's curious because I did want to see like Sean Deeb's team, like who Sean Deeb's teammates are, and as well as like Negreanu, because I think Negreanu went the most. He went
132 to
132.
Team DP
So
and
I'd like
C.
to see how they rounded
Yeah,
out their
so-
team when they literally you spent 132 of your $200 budget on one player.
So Ren Lin's team is Sean Deeb and Yuri, and that makes up 194.
Wow. Then it was
then
just like $1.
The rest is $1.
$1. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I mean, like
if you hit
I don't.
$1.
It's an interesting strategy.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Like, I don't know if it's a good pick or a bad pick, but it's a very interesting strategy because I have no idea who these Chinese players are that he drafted. But if they're all going to play like a full high roller schedule,
Yeah.
might not be that
Dark
bad.
horses.
Like, let's say Deeb goes on to win Player of the Year, and that Yuri's in the running, and those two just like get you. I mean, as is, they need to get you like 80% of your points. But let's say they acquire like half of your points, and then these other 6 sleepers that you all took for $1 that would have went
Sleep on the dollar
undrafted.
picks.
They
Sean
would have went
Winter was
undrafted. Right.
$1.
Like honestly, that's kind of the interesting thing. Like, and maybe why it wouldn't work in the model, and why like what you were saying about Andy might be a little bit broken. But almost certainly, the best. The best point per dollar projection is the people that go between $1 and $5,
Absolutely.
right? Because
Yeah.
they're just no limit specialists that are high rollers. But like Sean Winter last year just goes off, or Brewer goes
Sean
off.
Winter was $1. It's insane.
right. Like his points per dollar expectation. I mean, maybe that's not his
He
expectation.
carried my
but
entire team.
Jay Mercier carried mine. If you want to know how I finished,
He won a bracelet last year.
no, he didn't.
It didn't even show
No,
up.
the year before.
No, it was about a decade ago. Yeah.
He's
Yes,
like, that
he
was
did.
that long ago?
He won the Deuce to 7 last year.
He did.
He won it
It might not have been
yeah.
last year. When did we do the draft?
last year.
No, 2 years
2
ago.
years
Oh,
ago.
2 years.
That's
So
why.
last year he won.
Last year he won the
Oh,
bracelet.
okay.
2 years ago is when we did the
Oh,
draft.
you were
okay.
1 year off.
Yeah. He got 6th in the PL 25K. That was my biggest score.
Like right off the
Alright.
bat, right? And we're like, oh,
Hot
he's just
off the
gonna-
bat.
Oh no.
He posted
In the
on
middle of the summer.
I'm
okay.
pretty sure he put something up on Twitter that said, "I'm either playing like 0 or 25 events this summer."
I would lean towards 0. Cash games are way too good, and he has access. So I imagine he's just going to play
Well, that
fucking
was like a
nosebleeds.
question I had about Scott Seiver because he plays cash too, right?
He does, but you don't understand how sick this man is.
He'll play all the tournaments too.
You have no
Okay.
like what he did in the flip and go.
Okay, that was like sickness.
No,
though.
that's only a glimmer of the sickness that Scott Seiver possesses. It's honestly, I think he's a bear. I think he actually hibernates
bear.
for 9 months out of the year just to get ready for the summer because he doesn't fucking sleep for 55 days.
Okay.
He just wakes up at like 9 a.m. when the mixed game starts. We'll
Oh, that's
play till
right.
max late
That's
reg.
right.
Go max late reg.
I forgot
6
about
different
that.
events in one day. Bag 3 of them. Go back and play mix from 9 a.m. until restart at noon.
Right.
And then repeat the fucking process for
man.
60 days.
Love him.
Do you think he has a body double?
Maybe he's just botting. You know?
He's a bot.
Yeah, like
Live
he just
bot.
has an AI version like of Scott Seiver
He's just cloning himself.
that
Yeah.
sits in Bobby's room
Body doubles.
and just like throws out these witty quips every now and again while dragging the occasional pot.
That's amazing.
No, he's sick. He truly
Okay.
has a level of degeneracy that I can only respect.
Yeah, the flip and go was. I think he had like 42 bullets.
I
in
mean,
it.
whatever it was never going to be profitable.
No. At that point, you're just
Like,
Imagine just
chasing.
like I know your EV on every buy-in was 0, but like I don't think so, man. I
Yeah.
don't think so. I think like once we cross like 15, nah, you're losing in this one for sure. The world conspires in very specific ways. We didn't talk about it, but the reason why Landon's not here is he final tabled the ACR million, 500K?
215.
I think it was 215 million.
Yeah, I think it was $1 million guarantee. First was 145. He got quickly exited.
That's
Because he
fucking
posted.
dust. Yeah,
Oh,
you gotta
no.
stop
How many
posting.
times do I have
Yeah.
to say it?
Yeah, you gotta
Go-
stop
Can't do
Don't
post.
pre-celebrate.
Seems
You
like
gotta
he-
post when
Seems
you
like he
win.
got it in good.
He was 3 of 9. Got it in versus the guy 2 of 9.
Oh no.
Ace King suited versus
Nice.
Ace Queen off.
So Ace Queen just wanted to just
Wanted
yeet
to
it in
die.
there, huh?
He just wanted to die today.
Yeah.
He had a wish, and
the poker god said, "No, we reward you."
Landon just texts us. He goes, "Fucking Portugal, man."
man.
So while we're talking about Landon, we can kind of get into some of the players that were drafted. Landon went early and quick for $10,
Nice.
which I know I'm giving D-Nex shit, but that is a gross reach.
Yeah, it really is.
And here's the thing. Here's the other thing about like the scoring and how all of it works when you're budgeting. So many of these players are schedule dependent.
Yeah.
So many of them are schedule dependent. It's like Landon just can never be worth $10 because he's just certain to play too many other properties.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's never gonna prioritize WSOP over other stuff. He's never doing it. There's
Yeah.
a like.
He
This,
only plays no limit,
yep.
and he's unlikely to play buy-ins above 25K.
Mm-hmm.
So probably won't be in the 50K. Probably won't be in the 250K.
Probably won't. Is
Never
there?
know.
Is that on the table?
Everything's
We'll
always.
see how tomorrow goes. You know.
Well, I mean, if he has some scores, like it really comes down to how much of himself he can retain, right? Like,
Right.
I think like the backing collective will happily take 10 to 25K of a 250K if it's super soft, but like not if he's buried. And like we know he's not gonna be buried because he's about to win 800,000 tomorrow.
That's right.
But on the other hand, it's like, well, you throw up $250,000 of that, that's a big chunk into your winnings.
How many people play the 250K if Dave Portnoy registers? Like that, they're on the fence.
It's a good
Maybe
question.
like
But-
one or two that weren't gonna play.
No,
I might get in there.
I would say over.
Who drafted
Way
Landon,
over.
by the way? What team was that?
Team Wilson.
Team Wilson.
Go Team
Scott Wilson, Adam Schultz. are
I
the
think got
captains.
Ike for 15. That
Their
seems
team's
good.
interesting. Yeah, they took a lot of the let's call them pivot players, the guys that are no limit / PLO specialist and play all the high buy-ins.
Okay.
So
That's-
I find their strategy to be kind of interesting because the reason why mixed games were prioritized for so long was because you were getting a higher ABI across the board.
Right.
Yeah.
And that counts for a lot in these things. I think you get a 2 or 3x multiplier if it's over a 10K.
Right. And there's a lot of 10K mixed games.
Yeah. So like if it's a mixed game specialist who's also competent at no limit hold'em, it's like, oh, okay, well we're gonna get a dozen events that are gonna be 10K plus. And now that the high roller circuit has come on, it's like,
And
well,
there's smaller fields, and you're going to get that bonus for making the final table.
exactly right. So it's like a guy like Negreanu, his ABI for the summer might be somewhere in the neighborhood of like 22,000. So it's like you get a lot of value, but you're paying a pretty high cost. 132, that might be a record.
It's a lot.
For the amount spent on somebody. But yeah, so it's like these are interesting picks because their ceiling is so high, and that's why people reach at the top. It's like, yeah, they're losing on the point per dollar metric, but they're gaining so much on the ceiling that they could never get with a Sean Winter.
66.5% of your bankroll
Yeah.
from one player.
Yeah.
A lot.
But, effectively, if you're thinking about it in terms of being economical, he just needs to make up 66% of your scoring.
Yeah.
Right? Now, that doesn't mean that you'll win, but like, the point is that like he probably does have the highest ceiling, and that's why you pay the most. So that's why you can't just look at it that simple metric of like dollar per point, because Sean Winter massively outperformed his $1, and that's a great steal as a sleeper if you can get him.
Yeah.
But the problem is his ceiling's relatively low because he's only going to play no limit PLO. And I think that's what you see with these guys who go in the teens, the Ikes, who else was like Coleman? I think was
He
around
was-
$10.
He was slow.
Bucky went for
Coleman was
30.
slow.
30 or 33.
Wantman?
Yep.
Does he doesn't play mixed, does he?
He plays PLO. I mean, I think he might dabble in some
That's
other things.
way too much.
I read that and I was like reading the list really fast.
Although he
and
puts
I,
in massive
and I
volume.
read
He
it as,
plays
I read it as Matt
everything.
Waxman
This
at
was
first. I was
Team
like, wait a
Wilson.
second.
This was Team Wilson.
Yeah. They're known
spenders.
overpayers. They're known overpayers for sure.
But also, he's also, I don't think, prioritized WSOP over things. I think there's a lot of people in like the
Yeah, I was
middle range.
gonna roast Team No Gamble No Future as being the worst one for sure, just because of who's running the show.
Wow,
over there.
yeah.
And the fact that they took JBex for $3, which is like what a reach. I'm not even throwing shade at JBex. I just think that's way too expensive.
You probably do want to go for people that are chasing Player of the Year because they'll focus on property.
Well, no, because Player of the Year is different this year.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if they're going to focus on WSOP.
I think it does.
events.
I think it does the small amounts. Like I know $3 is only $3, and it's kind of whatever. But like when you can get guys that are just playing high rollers at that price, it seems crazy to take somebody
I'm
who's
not
going to play.
talking about.
Oh, you're not talking about
JBex.
JBex.
No.
I see.
I'm just talking about
sorry.
in general.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think the No Gamble No Future punted at the low amounts. Like I think JBex and Dylan are probably not good buys. Dylan's not going to prioritize
David
property.
Coleman went for $3.
Right. Like
Same as JBex.
Coleman is somebody that you want.
I think Pads went for $6.
Paz was a steal.
Paz was
$7.
trying to
Pads
talk
at
everybody.
$6 seems.
That's because he
crazy.
he tries to gaslight people and say like, I'm gonna play a real light schedule this year, guys. You might not want
Yeah,
me.
right.
And then he's gonna go grind
Meanwhile,
out
he's
fucking
been, like,
87
studying
events.
all the mixed games.
Right. Yeah, he's a steal for sure. I do like Evsledge as their number one pick. I like Dan Zach. I like Kristen Foxen. Renland's a bit of a gamble.
He's the best. What do you mean?
I think he's a bit of a gamble at 55. He only plays one game, right? Just no limit.
He's the best at this game. Tom Brady touchdown.
Okay, well,
Lady Gaga.
sure.
He's just the best, man.
This is like not an argument. You're just saying claiming things.
I mean, he has catchphrases, so you know he's obviously the best.
Whenever I bring up Ren, it's always just the catchphrases.
I mean, could you
That's
just-
my only argument.
Could you imagine paying $5 more for Renlin than Dan Zach? Or like $44 more for Renlin
I
than
think
Kristen Foxen?
Team the Dinkers is looking good.
Did Dan
Do they
Zach
play
say he's playing
pickleball?
everything?
I don't
They
know.
must play pickleball,
Again,
right?
like that's the thing. I just think so much of this is schedule dependent. Like I think Chance could be anywhere from massively way too expensive at 73 to like well priced or even a steal.
Well, Brewer's 60.
Yeah. So like I would think of Chance. I mean, Chance is probably going to play more open field events and he's obviously
true.
way better at like those medium buy-in events. But like I also could just see it's like he lives in Tennessee. He has a family. I could see a world where he plays like 15 events. And like if you're firing off $70+ for a guy playing 15.
Probably here for the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I think he's gonna like
No, you're
chill
probably
in
right.
Tennessee all summer.
I don't think.
I don't know. I just assume like in a lot of spots like that, those guys have to like come and go.
I think a lot of people have.
And they'll just like pass on.
He probably just brings his family with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Rent
probably
a
true.
house and
Right, yeah.
summer. Like, there's no. I don't know if his kids are school age, but
I mean,
Yeah, I don't
it's-
know either.
Yeah, it's summer. Who cares?
I don't know. I just, I don't know. I mean, outside of Osmus, I'm not taking many dads. Osmus and Deeb.
What do you mean? There's a whole fucking team girl dads.
Did they draft all dads?
It's all girl dads.
They actually drafted all girl dads?
no.
I'm not sure,
Well,
but
that would have been
It's fake
fucking
news.
great. Shocking. Conrad with more.
no, but the name is Team
I know
Girl
that
Dads.
that's the
news.
name. I don't think they chose only dads.
But wow,
It's a good name.
I wonder.
All
I
right.
hope it is.
Really quickly. Let's just run this exercise real fast. Let me share my screen with you, Guap.
We need the thing with like the spreadsheet. They had a graphic with the spreadsheet with all the teams like side by side.
Oh yeah, that would actually be very helpful.
Right?
We should have.
compare.
See, this is why you got to be a part of pre-production. You gotta find that ugly ass Excel where it's just like
Yeah.
team versus team.
They had it on the stream.
Oh, that makes sense. They all right, so I'm pulling up Zoom. I'm going to share my screen real fast. Let's very quickly draft an ODB team that we're not going to submit because submission's still open and we don't want to tip our
Wait,
our,
are we gonna tip our caps by doing this?
well,
What the phrase?
I mean, we don't know shit is the
Yeah.
thing. So yeah, we're going to throw our strategy out there a
Okay.
little bit,
All
but
right.
you know, we're going to have We're not
Good luck copying it.
Well, we're all going to put in our own team. So like this is just the only friends team that we're actually not going to submit. So we're going to fight about something.
And 1 year we'll do a 25K team.
No,
When
we
we're all
won't.
rich.
No.
What? Why not?
No.
That would be fun, I think.
So.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I don't think that'd be very fun.
All right, me and Tortoise will do it.
Yeah, we're in.
Do you think Phil Hellmuth is still at 72? You know, he's the all-time point leader.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Goat, man.
Well, he does have 17 bracelets.
Yeah.
It's
He's not
just
going to play
a
high
goat.
rollers though.
Yeah, but he'll play all the mix, right?
Wait, he doesn't play the 250K?
No.
No
What?
way.
No way. No way.
I thought he did at the series.
Who do we want to anchor this team with?
JBex.
I'm
I'm going deep.
a value guy. I'm a value hunter guy. Like
what
I don't
value
want-
range are you thinking?
Well, I'm just like lopping off the top. Like I don't want the
they're
top
most
four.
likely to be overpriced.
I
at the
agree.
top,
I think
right?
the top is definitely over.
Yeah, like Yuri seems attractive to me at 90. But
Get out into the 60s.
I can't really see the.
I don't think we. All right, if I were gonna anchor to begin with at these price points, I would be considering Chad, Corey, and Chance
Ooh, Chad's a good one.
and Josh. I think these are all worth
Josh is
considering.
Good one.
Josh got that gamble in him.
He's
You know what?
Josh
so
is like the
lucky,
guy
too.
who he's super lucky and like he could win us
Maybe
the whole
Nick.
thing. Nick would be a good anchor.
I like Osmus and Liberto, actually.
Nick's been grinding.
Well, and he plays like the deuce to 7. Like he's in there.
Yeah.
He's played stud.
Yeah,
like,
we know he's got it in him.
yeah.
He's got that dog. All right, Shulman, you're our dog.
Let's get an
Yeah,
anchor
let's get
in there.
and plus like the swag
Yeah,
factor, right?
yeah.
Like we're
It's
just
intimidating.
we
at
just
the
be team
table.
swag. Should we for the lulz draft both Dylan Weissman and Sean Deeb?
Weissman's a good one too.
Is
Yeah.
he though?
What
He
should
won't
we
play
go
any.
for?
I don't think he'll play a lot of no limit.
I want Dylan
I
Lind.
think he'll play some.
Dylan Lindy.
I want Lindy on our team 100%.
Okay, if we go Lindy,
We
then
don't have enough points for.
I mean, we could, but then
Let's
we're
get into the dollar bucket.
yeah,
Let's
we're
go.
going we're going bargain hunting if we go Lindy. Well, first, I think Coleman's like a no brainer at 3,
Yes.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Throw him in
for
there.
sure.
and then we got to take Sam, of course.
Let's get Sam in there.
Yeah, we got to get our homers in here first. So
Yeah.
Coleman, the homie.
You paying up for Landon?
No.
It's gonna be a no from us.
Sadly, Landon's getting shot. All right, so here's what I'm saying. I think we go Coleman, Pads, Sam, and see what we're working with after
Yeah,
that.
I think
Okay.
that's. Good.
I would like
I
to
like
add
that.
one more on that list, and that's
Oh,
Ari.
Oh, yeah, you go.
Yes, he's
I
a
saw.
dollar.
I was
He's a
literally
dollar.
just looking at him. He's
Listen,
a dollar. Yeah.
He's a
listen,
dollar.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something right now.
What?
I love Ari. I've drafted him many, many, many times in the past.
Never
He
came
will be
through?
the first one to tell you not to take him at $1. Bro is playing the Orleans fucking 8 or better on a Wednesday.
That's
Okay.
not part. That's not part of. You don't get points for that.
You don't get any points for that. Like he's a goat when it comes to mid-stake buy-ins, but he just doesn't give a fuck about the World Series.
Yeah.
Kessler's $2.
Kessler's out.
Yeah, we're
Kessler's
Wait, we're not taking
absolutely-
Kessler?
We're
We're
out
not
on
taking Kessler. He's bad.
He doesn't have enough
Jay's
swag
$2.
for our team.
Jay's out too.
He fucked you that
Literally,
year.
here's what we do.
Why can't I fucking search these players?
Let's pull
This
up.
is so annoying.
Let's pull up Berkey's team from 2 years ago, and we cross them all off the list. And then we go from there.
Cross them off the list then. Sam was 6, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Pads is 7. Sam is nowhere to be found.
I think Cal is actually a fucking good
Ben's
pick at
$4. Just saying.
We
No,
need more mixed game players.
I would take Cal over.
Yeah, we need more mixed
Ben.
game players.
There's Sam.
Well, we have Nick and Pads who will play some.
Was there one more I said or no?
Is Brandon Shaq Harris playing this year?
Wow.
Yeah, but I don't know how much. I think he tweeted.
Benny, how much is Benny?
Benny was like 60.
Ugh.
No,
Well,
more.
we could maybe afford it.
You know,
We'll definitely be able to come back up here,
All right.
I think.
I like just piling in the bottom. I'll take Ian Mategas.
Conrad just wants a
You
dollar.
suck at this. How did I lose this fucking
Terrible.
bet? How did I lose?
he just picks, he literally picks people he likes.
He
Like
literally is like, let me take all the no limit
that how
guys
it works?
with a capped buy-in of like 25K and just round my team out with a bunch of guys who are going to score me 30 points.
Yeah, I'm taking one person that's, or I'm taking Osmus.
Is Seiver worth it at 37?
I mean, I'm a gambler, man.
Yeah.
But the problem is like Seiver versus Rast. Like on one hand, you have the most
Rast is exactly the same price.
like on one hand, you have the most unhinged, degenerate, mad genius you've ever seen, and then on the other hand, you have the further extreme of Seiver.
See what you did there.
Right.
So it's like, what do we do? I mean, maybe we just fade
Take them both.
Maybe we just fade them both.
Yeah, let's see who else
them
we
both
can
or
get
fade
in
them both.
there.
to see Chino, Scott, Seiver, and Rast all in the same bucket. I kind of just like want to fade this price point, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know though. Like
It's all
Rast
down
will just
in the
win the
teens.
50K.
Where the fuck is Miami John?
He's a bonus player.
what Rast?
I kind of do like Rasty.
I think it's pretty good actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't know how much he's gonna play, but like,
I mean,
We gotta
he's
gamble
gonna win the
somewhere.
Players Championship, so that's
right? That's what I mean. He'll just like win the Players Championship for sure. We
Where's
have that on
Jungle?
lockdown.
Jungle not get drafted?
Jungle's in literally Tibet right now. Jungle's assistant texted me the last 2 days and said, "Hey, we need to have Dan on the podcast. Can you carve out a time?" I go, "Yeah, noon on Tuesday is fine." She's like, "Confirmed." And
I
then
thought he
this
was getting
morning,
in the lab about online poker. What happened at that? He was on
who
the
knows?
podcast. I really need to get in the lab about this.
so then this morning she's like, "Hey, there's a bit of a delay. Let's push it till next week." I'm like, "Great, fine." 20 minutes ago, Jungle texted me. He goes, "Do we have a pod in 30?" And I go, "Your assistant told me next week." He goes, "That's weird."
Like that's
Like 12 hours ago, he was hiking down fucking Mount Tibideo for all the friends people out there that understand that reference, which apparently
no one in
nobody.
here.
so nobody.
Lamanna should get it.
I should.
He
but I
doesn't.
don't.
He doesn't. But no, he was like hiking some mountain in Tibet, and like no sleep, no food, no water, just like 36 hours straight, a mile high up in the air, and it was like doing fucking Macho Dan from the summit.
Well.
Oh yeah, brother. We've made it to the top, and I haven't slept in 3 days, brother.
I adore him.
He's something special. Maybe do we want Nachito?
I saw him on there too, and I thought,
Showers.
That feels like a
I think
punt.
I'm out.
That does feel like a
Wow.
punt. All right,
He's gonna crush it.
Showers.
He's gonna crush
I
it.
know.
Showers,
I know.
Nacho.
Sorry,
It's the year of Nachito.
There's
I
some
thought that's like every year.
there's some motivation for him if he didn't already
He
need
was
it.
so salty the other day. He had like a fucking
The other day,
8.
he's always salty. I don't give a
He is
shit.
always salty.
Always salty.
He had an 8-1 chip lead and blew it in Triton, and he was pissed.
Are we not drafting anybody higher than Shulman as price wise?
I don't think
He's
so.
our
Top.
anchor.
We got
Yeah.
we got $81 left for 3 spots.
3 spots?
And I mean, there's an
Oh.
outside chance Landon can sneak in there for 10.
We put Rast in there?
We got Rast in there.
How much is Foxen?
Foxen's expensive. He's like 70. Which is kind of shocking to me too, because I don't think he plays anything other than PLO, but maybe not.
Saliba would be. I'd take Saliba over Foxen.
For half the price, I think so.
Do we
too.
want
not
Watman?
even-
No.
Wait, we're not taking Bucky?
No.
This is
I
not-
was with there.
this
You
isn't the
were trying to
Friends-
get him in there.
Why do you want
Conrad.
to take guys who don't play big and don't prioritize the
plays
World
big.
Series?
Yeah,
wants
listen.
to draft
Let
a
me
draft.
tell you something right now. If Bucky starts off hot,
Plays
there
in
is no
everything.
tournament he won't play.
I will say, to answer Melissa's previous question of if Dave Portnoy plays the 250K, how many more people will get in there? I will at least for sure say Wantman will be one of them. Pretty good chance Bucky will find his way in.
Lotus too.
Yeah,
like,
Lonis will find his way
There's a
in.
lot of
Probably
people
play
I
it
think
anyway.
that are on the fence that probably wouldn't play it normally, or
What
actually,
about Jim Colopy?
he's a goat.
How much is he? What?
30?
30?
33? I think we can afford
Does he
that.
play
What is
mix?
it? What's our team
Yeah, I
look
thought
like
that
right
was his
now?
thing.
No.
He plays PLO.
Oh.
He-
Well, that's
he's not
pretty
mixed
good.
players.
Sean Winter?
He's very good at PLO.
Like we can get Bryce Yockey at
Eric
13
Seidel
bucks.
at 14?
I think we need a mixed player.
Okay.
At least one more mixed player, and then we can focus on.
All right.
Like, do we want Yockey at 13? That
He's-
seems like a bit of a steal.
Yeah, it really is.
Where's fucking the professor? He wrecks me every goddamn summer.
Who's the professor?
Ben Yu.
Oh.
That's who we should have as our fucking
I saw him in there, and
He's
I
67.
yeah, I was gonna
Can't
say he's
afford
up there by Shulman.
I have a
Can't-
great Ben Yu
Should we just
story.
put Dan Zach in?
$50?
Yeah. We have 80, right?
Yeah. Is he gonna put his schedule in? Do you think?
I think so. It looks like by his price, it looks like it. These guys
Yeah.
ask,
Yeah.
I don't know. He's on No Gamble, No Future.
He did play the 250K last
They
year.
definitely asked. They definitely asked him.
Yeah, he did find his way into 250K last year, and now if Portnoy's in there.
Why does he keep saying Portnoy?
Is it Portnoy?
Portnoy.
I didn't know.
Portnoy.
I truly didn't know there was an R. Yeah, we can go that way. Okay.
I kind of like that.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, now
Zach.
to no limit ish, guys.
How much do we got left?
We got $41. $31. 31.
Yeah.
Chidwick.
Okay, so we're looking at
Chidwick for 20.
What's 20?
Yeah.
I like that. That's a steal. And then we
Yeah.
can get Landon in there.
All right. Fuck him in. Or we could get David Peters for
We're gonna
13.
have Matisal.
who do you want a big time Landon over? We have $11.
Oh, yes, let's do this.
It's Landon, Tice, or Carrie Katz. What do you guys think?
Let's go chainsaw.
Or we can get Kristen.
Oh yeah.
We can get Kristen for 11.
11.
We can take Espen.
Yeah.
Get
Don't
Kristen
do it,
Fox
man.
in
Come
there.
on.
11.
All right, for the ladies.
Yeah.
Wait.
What?
That's a solid ass team right there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
Kristen, you put Kristen in there?
Yeah.
Conrad, none of Conrad's friends are on, so he's like, this team sucks.
No, man. I gotta take a look at this again.
What do you want to do?
Somebody's got to go, man.
Who's our bonus?
Oh, what?
We got to change
Matt
something up here.
Berkey.
What? Online bracelets don't count though.
Yeah, you're gonna play some live stuff.
I'll play a little bit of live stuff. Jeff Platt set the over under at 5.5, and I said that's
Over.
a really sharp line.
It is.
Over.
I would take
You're
over.
about to play a full fucking schedule of MTTs, and it's going to be hilarious how we talk about it every day on the podcast.
Don't count on it.
I'm not
I
going to
kind of
count
hope
it
he
out.
doesn't though, because he'll turn into a doomer again.
Yeah, I'm not sad
That's
yet.
true.
Yeah, like MTTs will make him.
You're
a
not sad
doomer.
yet?
No,
Okay.
I am a little sleep deprived.
Yeah.
All right, so off air, we'll switch this up a little bit so we can actually submit this team.
Yeah.
I see all you out there
It's a
fucking
really good team.
copying our shit. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, why
winner.
did we just give that away? That was messed up.
I
We should
know.
have done that off air.
That's all right.
Never submitting that
Man.
team.
Never submit. Can't submit it.
Damn it.
Might submit it though. Might submit it.
Actually, it's a good team.
I mean, we may as well submit it.
It's a
What's
really
gonna happen?
Well-rounded.
What's gonna
solid
happen? Somebody
team.
submits it with us and we chop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it, let's do it. The only friend squad is in there, baby.
Let's push the button.
All right. I was gonna do Guapos in the muck today, but I don't want to because I think it's enough conversation where I don't want to be here another 45 minutes.
Wow.
So let's get more
Oh,
accustomed to
what
buttoning this up. I think we wrap it here, and then we'll do the in the muck tomorrow with Hunt.
Guapo, you punted that bad that we have to wait till tomorrow
Yes.
to talk about
You
this
need Hunt
shit?
here?
It's so bad
My
we need to block
God.
off a whole hour.
That's right.
At least Hunt
Goddamn
can
right.
defend himself because I made a little clapback video that was incorrect.
That shit was
Well,
funny.
I got to tell you, there isn't a whole lot to defend. I just pulled the sim up and it's 0% leads. But we'll no, I actually do want to kind of talk about it from Guapo's standpoint, even though I don't agree with the play.
Little teaser for tomorrow.
Little teaser for tomorrow's in the muck. Okay, so legitimately today was the last day we were going to do a non 10:30 time slot. Starting tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Pacific, every day except for the
Tentatively.
days that I sleep in because I'm playing cash too late. Really grinding at both ends for you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed our little mock 25K draft that we're going to submit to the ODB fantasy. If you guys are interested in being a part of the ODB fantasy, I believe you have until Wednesday 1 p.m. The first 5K event does not count, so no sweat there. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also, don't forget we are still running a half off your first month special for Solve4Y TV. You can hit hashtag S4Y in the chat or head to solve4y.io. Use sign-up code CHAOS. And be sure to check out Matt Hunt's new course, Theory in the Chaos.
3 days to get that discount.
3 days and counting. That's going to do it for us. Tomorrow we'll have a preview of Landon's WPT final table. My boys playing for $840,000 and a chance to etch his name in history on the Mike Sexton Cup.
Poker immortality.
So we'll be sure to be here bright and early tomorrow morning. Matt Hunt will be joining us in studio for Strat Chat as always, and we will have a Guapo in the muck. Thank you guys. We'll see you all then.
Later, squad.
Peace.